What do you think, Jeremy, if I were in your workplace and I just walked right by?
In my workplace, that's the norm. And so I think that they would have to have the context of knowing you before. So if you were just entering for the first time, they may not know, or they'd be uncertain.
Okay, but it is a norm in your place already, so that's interesting already.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And anybody else have a different view or another view?
I think it's also, yeah, go ahead, please, Nisha.
So sorry, after you.
Okay.
You're too kind. So I think it's cultural, because I remember one situation I had in Asia with a direct report, a manager under me who came from Africa, first time in the region, and he felt offended that people would not, the assistant particularly, would not come in the morning and say good morning, because he came from a very hierarchical and also very formal culture. And I told him, well, look, you're in Asia, and some people will come and pay some, respect, and some people will go straight to their desk. It took some time really to settle in.
Exactly.
And I agree with you, Serge. I think there's a cultural, and I also think that folks have different styles. And I think that you have to be open to that, to know, some folks are more outgoing and some folks are a little bit more reserved. So I don't know if it would be, really not acceptable.
Alicia?
And I want to say, so I'm an immigrant from India, and I just wanted to say that I live that bridge. But one of the things I've noticed is there's hierarchy everywhere. And some places it's more open. And what I've noticed in Asia, where I've done a fair amount of work, and in old parts of Europe, that the people who are lower in the hierarchy are often more sensitive to someone walking past. And so if a leader walks past, that has a much bigger impact than if a peer or someone below you walks past. And I think that consciousness is something that's not always there. And it just is, like many other things, becomes a habit. And so it's about that acknowledgement of people. But I've seen that in all places I've worked. It's just and I worked as an internal in corporate America for 20 years. And yeah, you notice it when the boss goes by and can't even look your way, much more than if a colleague whom you have a familiar relationship with does. And it's not just my observation, it's also picking up on what other colleagues have said, that this one's like this, that one's like that. And it's hard not to take it personally when it's day after day. So it's habits.
Yeah.
I just wanted to see the culture and company culture, but also country culture.
Yeah, exactly.